Something went wrong. Please try again.
I need you to put your thinking caps on. You got a good night rest last night. Can you please play You Rock My World by Michael Jackson? You rock my world. Oh, man. Oh my God, should I tell the story of when I went to Michael Jackson's house? Oh my God, my brush just broke. Now, remind me to come back to Michael Jackson because we are going to talk about him. I just want to do the boy stuff first. So let's knock the boys out. So low-key, the whole reason I brought that up is because, okay, so there's another dude who's really hot. The thing is these guys that be messaging me, DMing, texting, all that stuff, these are guys that actually have a real chance. Like, you have a fighting chance with me. I think you're really hot. I think you're attractive. You know, you obviously have a stable job, career, all that stuff. So why do you keep playing games?
Why you playing with me?
Swipe up. He messaged me this morning, good morning, sending love. And then this other guy I like, he messaged me, good morning. And then that's when I said, good morning, pineapple. And then he didn't respond back. So I'm just like, okay. But why would you text me good morning at 7 a.m. and then just to leave me hanging after? Like, bitch, you're not that busy. You the one initiated the conversation. And guys frequently do that to me. Now, I have a theory. My theory is I think they just testing to see, like, is she still gonna respond, you know? Because bitches that are taken, they don't respond. They just be ghosting people. Now, let's get into Michael Jackson's house. I went to Michael Jackson's house for was it his 52nd birthday or his 42nd birthday? But before we go into the Michael Jackson thing, I want to go into the boot camp real quick because I be forgetting to push boot camp on my live lately, although I haven't been forgetting in real life. People are signing up, child. Boot camp starts November 1st, and we're already in the final. I'm telling you guys right now, we're in the final days. I'm no longer accepting. So we have 7 more days. After the 25th, I'm no longer accepting any students. I think this is going to be my next year to blow up on YouTube again. To re-blow up, girl. Because I'm committed. Because I got this little desk. What? No, it really be that simple. Sometimes you just need like a little something to get you motivated and keep you motivated. Whether it's, you know, a little coffee every now and again, or you just need a new piece of furniture where you actually enjoy sitting at to film. The word of the week is harmony. This setup is so harmonious, even the 3-point lighting where you can see in the back. We going in with House Labs today. All of my makeup details are in the last video I posted last night. I've overheard your theory, nostalgia's for geeks. That song goes so hard. I feel like people really slept on Lady Gaga's Applause. It's certain songs that obviously go better mainstream, like Poker Face. But Applause went so hard in a very disturbing, absurd way. I need a re-release of Applause. The reason why, for example, I'm moving some things around for the boot camp, where we were doing KPIs on the last week 4, we're doing at this time week 1 because people need to understand how to read their key performance metrics. And I did not realize how much until this first boot camp that your key performance metrics actually have a lot to do with your niche. And so in the previous boot camp, I would help people pick their niche through an exercise, you know, kind of like you remember back in the day, millennials had those quizzes like, which type of girly are you? And you would take the quiz and at the end it would tell you what type of girl you were. So that's the same thing that I was doing in the first boot camp week 1, was doing an exercise where people could identify what their actual niche was. But there were still quite a few students that, now I blame it on the fact that when you are invested, like sometimes too invested, you cannot narrow it down because you feel like, oh, what if I change my mind? That's not the point. It's not supposed to be a forever niche. It's supposed to be something that you can anchor your content in, something you can anchor your presence in. So it's not supposed to be something you stick to forever and you never talk about anything else. This is just like your foundation. This is where you're gonna start. This is your good starting point. Okay, so if you need help with your niche, it's not about only talking about one thing. No, you just need an anchor. But I think that identifying your key performance metrics can help you identify what your anchor is. Because if we look at your videos and we say, okay, she says she wants to make traveling content. But then your best, we look at your key performance metrics, your best videos from the past 90 days are all cooking videos. You're not a travel girly, you're a cooking girly. That's what your audience says. That's what you're making. This is the feedback we're receiving. So let's continue. We can put in some travel stuff, we could sprinkle that in. But your base, your anchor, your foundation is the cooking. So instead of trying to guess and make shots in the dark, well, I think I'm good at this, because you'd be surprised at how many people don't really know themselves that well. Trust me, if someone says, name 5 things you like to do, you should be able to name 5 things you like to do immediately. So I've learned that sometimes you need people to see their numbers and to see the evidence to support why I say, no, you're not a travel girly, you're a cooking girly. Look at the evidence. Oh, should we go into Michael Jackson now? I almost forgot to bring Michael Jackson up. Should we go into Michael? Let's go into Michael. Okay, so somebody said he died when he was 50. That means I went to Neverland on his 42nd birthday. I remember it's something too. Like he was 42 or 52. All I know is I was literally like 12. So he had a big birthday party, but the funny thing is like he wasn't even at his birthday party. So it was a Neverland Ranch birthday party, and there was a bunch of like, I don't want to say like, oh, it's a bunch of kids, but you have to understand the psychology of it all, because people who don't understand, I felt bad. I really do. Like, I know rest in peace to Michael Jackson, but I still feel bad for him, because you got to realize he's a child star. And when most of your experiences, including trauma, happen in a particular like part of your life, typically that's when your mind kind of stops growing up. I feel bad, for Michael, for people saying things about him and the kids, and I understand, that's all rest in peace, case closed, feel how you want to feel. But I also understand his infatuation with like Peter Pan, which is the theme that Neverland was based off of, was never grow up. I understand that. You was a child star. You had to provide for your family since you was like 5 years old. Of course he's gonna feel akin to childhood. He didn't have one. Dead ass. And that's something we see all the time, no matter how famous or unfamous you are. If the moment you have to grow up is typically like that era of your life is considered an escape. If you didn't see my last video, 5 things I learned, business tips from the strip club, please go back and watch it. I do talk about all the products I use and why I apply them in the order I do. So go back and watch. Go ahead and support your girl. Put it on 2 times speed. But yeah, so it was a lot of kids there, but we were all there with our parents. But it was like not just anybody's kids. The people that were invited to this Neverland Ranch Michael Jackson birthday party were people in Michael's extended network. So my family grew up in the same neighborhood as Michael Jackson. So that's actually how I got invited, through that aunt and uncle. So we went, and his house is set up like an amusement park. Well, at the time it was. I think they're still trying to sell Neverland Ranch. I don't know. But anyway, it was set up like an amusement park. It had a really nice theater, and it was kind of like a day at Michael's house. I'll never forget, you guys, that was the day that I saw Like Mike. So I literally seen that movie with Bow Wow for the first time at Michael Jackson's house for his birthday. That was truly a core memory. I'm so glad that my uncle took me to his house. Nobody will ever be able to say that again. Yeah, you could say I went to Neverland, but not while he was alive and not for his birthday. So yeah, the amusement park attractions, child, they was too rough. They was too rough for the kids. And I used to be a daredevil. I used to love doing like Six Flags, but that one little octopus ride, we got a little ride where all the carts are shaped like octopuses and they like swing around, kind of like a real life old school carnival. That made me so sick. I remember that too. I see a ride like that, I immediately think about getting sick at Michael Jackson's house. The way it was jerking us around, our little heads, like, ugh. So that was my experience. I really enjoyed the train that takes you all around his property. I thought that was really special. And let me tell you why it was special, because they had all this landscape. You remember, the Disney days of movies were like very, very, the Peter Pans and the Alice in Wonderlands, very vibrant, very colorful, very geometric as well. So when you ride through his house, you know, the property, Neverland Ranch, and you are in the little train, you can't help but to see, you know, really beautiful movie references, an amazing landscape, beautiful bushes, just kind of like Disneyland looking. I totally understand the vision. I get it. I feel so bad for Michael. Like, rest in peace, your soul. For real. Rest in peace, your soul. Should we do a totally different color today? I want to try something new. Turn the lights on, put your hands up, make them touch. Today we're using the super natural shade, okay? Look at how beautiful that is, color shifting. And we're gonna start with the same brown, the same one, this right here, brown. Put your hands up, make them touch. I need to retrain my voice. Why, girl? You're never gonna be a singer. You're never gonna lead a choir. You're much better doing other stuff. Like, yeah, you're a pretty face. That's the worst part about being pretty, is that people expect you to do pretty jobs, pretty careers. You know, like, oh, why don't you just, like, even my dad, this kind of hurt my feelings. He doesn't even understand, because, you know that he loves me. I know that he sees me as a very smart woman and all that stuff, but he just can't help himself but to say, like, misogynistic stuff sometimes, like, oh, so why don't you just get a sugar daddy? Like, because I can do better than that, Father. I have a brain. I know that you look at me and you probably think, cha-ching. I know my dad looks at me and he's like, she's so beautiful, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. I want to use my brain, Father. I want to use other things other than this brown eyeshadow to get money. Now, I know that sounds like, well, you know, check what your mama gave you. Just use what your mama gave you. But that shit is annoying, because, like, if my mother didn't give me these looks and stuff, you know, then I will be expected to use my brain just like everybody else. I want to be expected to use my brain just like everybody else. You know, I don't want nobody asking me, why don't you just get a sugar daddy? Because you're so pretty. Why don't you just do this? Because you're so pretty. You know, when I was younger, even people would do that to me all the time. You're so pretty. You're going to be a model. No, I want to be a judge. I want to be the president. And then, you know, when you're beautiful, it's like nothing's ever merit. It's always like, you should just do this because you're pretty and that will be easy for you. Anybody that say there's no downside to pretty privilege, they just either not pretty or they hating on pretty girls, because everybody knows there's a downside, and that's one of them, is you're expected to only do pretty jobs. And then if you want to do serious jobs that don't, you know, they're not contingent on how you look, now you're going to be harassed for how you look. Either, I don't know what you're going to do, girl, either going to use your beauty because your dad say you need to get a sugar daddy, but I don't want to have sex. I don't want to do the do. I don't want nobody entering me. I don't. We going in with this one right here, Supernatural, and just my finger. Oh, wow. This is a beautiful color shift. I just noticed it turns green. Oh, wow. Wow. So beautiful. Wowzers. This is very bright. It's giving New Orleans. It's giving Mardi Gras. Everybody on this app, on TikTok, they be lying. I'm telling you, the people that say, oh, there's no downside to pretty privilege, those are ugly people. Of course they feel that way. Like, girl, you from the outside of the club, you can't even get in. Of course you're gonna be hating. But yeah, ever since I was younger, I've like wanted very big things for myself, and everybody else, you know, in society just say, why don't you just like do something easy so you can stay pretty? Books? But you have nice hair. You don't need books. That's really how society be treating pretty girls. Like, but I would like a book. Can I just get one? Damn. Fire. 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 Now that's a win. Testing. There we go. Yeah, my microphone died, but it's a good thing we at the end of the video. Okay, so I did put on my eye details, my mascara, lashes, all that stuff off camera. I hope you like it. This is the look. I don't want to hear nobody mouth if you don't like it. If you don't like it, go watch somebody else's videos, child. I'm trying to get more positivity in my life. It's a lot of negative people with audacity. Audacity is on sale this week on the internet. Anyway, I hope you guys like this look. The eyeshadow, remember, that's from Adriana Nicole Cosmetics. And also, boot camp starts November 1st. The deadline is October 25th. Gotta make sure you get your class materials. So if you wanna take your content from zero to hero, resisting the urge to sing Hercules again, Ninadoesthemost.com for more details.